this off. Mic check. 1, 2. Corinne, you still have to move closer. See how, see the distance between
No, I don't see any difference.
Turn, rotate this way.
Yes.
I just feel very claustrophobic.
How is this going to work? We're going to have to figure something out with Alex. We're going to have Alex guest this week.
Probably, yeah.
I guess I'll have to move the camera back.
He could sit here.
Just have him stand behind us?
Yeah.
That's exciting. Is he excited to do that?
I think he's nervous.
Really? Is he
He's
nervous?
camera shy.
That's cool. We'll have to make fun of him. What's a funny thing we can do? Should we embarrass him some way?
Yeah.
That's not nice, Kate.
Oh.
No, I don't think we should. Maybe the second time he's on.
We could do one and not make it real. We'll just pretend we're doing, and have
be
some.
Really mean to him.
Yeah, be really mean to him, and have some video come up that's embarrassing to him. I can't think of what that would be.
Pretend we're gonna post
No, I get it. I'm just I don't think you should do that.
It's Alex. Blah blah blah.
I don't know how to be nice to him.
It shows too.
I look like a pale monster.
No, and I like that shirt.
I also just got this shirt thrifting.
Oh,
yesterday.
Is this from thrifting?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Very nice. And you didn't get Mom a shirt? She wanted you guys to get her.
I don't know what work shirts are.
Come on.
She can borrow this if she wants.
I don't think
That's not a work shirt.
That's not a work shirt.
I don't get it.
You
Okay.
can't have your shoulders exposed at work.
You can have your shoulders exposed now.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, barely are my shoulders out.
Oh, and I was talking to Susie today, and I told her she needs to watch some of our Ren videos.
Has she seen any of our podcasts?
Yeah, but she hasn't seen any of the Ren videos.
Does she know Ren?
No, and so I said, well, as a counselor, you should
She
listen
should
to
know
Ren.
Ren.
And I told her to listen
Which
to...
ones did she watch?
I don't know what... I told her she should probably start with High Ren, not even ours, just start with that video.
Oh.
But then I think she would like our Domino's video. Oh, yes. And I told her...
Genesis?
No, I mean... she likes watching us.
Oh, that's cute.
And I told everybody your mouse story.
Oh, what'd they think?
They thought that was just crazy.
Isn't that really upsetting?
Do you want to share your mouse story?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that.
There was a mouse in our toilet.
Kate used the toilet, and when she stood up and turned around, there was a mouse in the toilet.
It was really upsetting, and I freaked
But
out
we saved
and
it.
ran away. We did save the mouse.
And by the way, they thought my method of getting it out was genius.
It was really... I wouldn't have thought of that.
Yeah, I was pretty smart.
Wrapping paper tube.
A wrapping paper tube. Stuck the tube in the toilet. The mouse climbed into the bottom of the tube and just right out the window with it. Genius.
Poor guy. I feel bad. I was looking at my phone when I sat down.
Well, he might have come up while you were sitting down.
I don't know.
Probably not. She probably
That's
would have
terrible.
heard that.
So we had
Splashing.
I don't know if there would have been splashing.
A mouse moving in the toilet?
Yeah, I
Probably
guess
got
so.
Some sort of slosh.
I guess so.
She was just sitting there. I didn't even notice.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to dive in, I think.
I feel like we should probably cut out all of that first part.
Can I keep some parts of it?
I don't know.
Was there anything
It's
worth
not really
keeping in
song
there?
related.
We talked a little bit about Ren.
It's up to you.
Yeah, hi, everybody. I'm Ken,
I'm Kate.
And Corinne.
and we're 33 years apart. Guys, you didn't say it with me.
Corinne never says it, so now I'm just jumping on board.
Yeah,
being a loser.
and we all...
What
we
are you
always,
doing?
Sorry, we always end up playing with these cables here. We need to do
meaning
something.
me.
Well, no,
So-
I do too. Because you get started.
I
and
don't
then
ever
start.
touch mine.
Corinne doesn't do anything with her
I have
cables over there.
ADHD.
Okay,
Oh my God, we all know you have ADHD. So we're continuing our Ren journey today, and I just want to thank Stoll, who became a new supporter on Buy Me a Coffee, and thank you very much. We really appreciate that, and supplied us with what looks like just a fantastic Ren playlist. And I don't know, what the proper order is.
People have left comments saying what the proper
No,
order
I know,
is.
and there have been,
that's worse.
some differing opinions, and we're certainly open to hearing some other opinions. But for right now, we're not continuing the tales. I do want to continue that at some point. We'll come back to the tales, but I need to look into that and just understand the correct order to do
Yeah.
the rest of the tails. And some of you have told me I just need to go back and look. But we're going to continue with the tails. Today, we're doing one that Stoll put on the list, and it's called Troubles, an acoustic version of Troubles. None of us have
There are
heard.
three of us.
There are three of us. Neither of them nor me have heard this. I'm just trying to make sure neither works, and that's
You could just say none.
none of us have heard this. So that's very exciting. We're really enjoying Ren. If you haven't seen any of our other Ren videos, take a look. This is our 5th Ren recording. Hi Ren,
No.
Dominoes, Tales
for
of Jenny
Joe.
and
Yeah,
Screech, and for Joe, right?
Yeah, 5th.
Yeah.
Love them all. So this is our 5th Ren recording. That's exciting.
Love them all.
Love them all. Didn't you though?
Oh, I did.
Oh, I thought you were
It's
just mocking me.
I was for
Oh.
going, love them all.
What's wrong with that though?
It's just silly.
Okay. But it's genuine. It's I am expressing that I have loved them all. And what I like about them is that every single one there's something to talk about.
Yes. And like every single line of every single one.
Right.
There's something to talk about.
Yes, we could unpack just about every single line. So we're going to jump in. This is going to be Troubles. Don't know anything about it at all, other than it's listed here as the Troubles acoustic version. We like to keep on the captions so we can read along with the lyrics. So we'll have that on as well. But here we go. Let's dive in.
Let's go.
And we're huge fans of his guitar playing.
Oh, yes.
Oh, Lordy, now trouble so high. Oh, Lordy, now trouble so high. And don't nobody know my troubles but God. Don't nobody know my troubles but God. I don't reach into the past very much for these shards of shattered glass and harsh paper cuts. Leave me stuck when I reach it. Memories are seeped in hydrochloric acid. I go to war and get passive and freeze up. Music helped the ice to thaw. Put the chisel in the middle, swing the hammer of Thor. Pull it out of the impossible, Excalibur sword. Etching notepads for the reasons why my feelings are sore. The first day that I got sick, ejected from the cockpit of living. 19, young teen, waking up bitten. Posters up, manhunt, Ren went missing. Hard to have faith when the gods don't listen. The first hit maybe was the hardest. Waking in the body that was buried like a carcass. Brain in the lion's den, body in the shark pit. Waking up in pain again, aching, broken hearted, persistent little bugger. I was bouncing from a doctor to a doctor to a doctor, like a table tennis game that has no end. So be the fate of Ren. Every single question answered with a question on the end. The second year I came to terms with giving up my dreams. Mine severed from the means that helped me write these rhyme schemes. Brain was inflamed, the fatigue was crushing. Hard to remain sane with your brain combusting. And the third year was murder, living in a purgatory full of worry, wouldn't live to be 30. Lifestyle hurt me, always in my bed. Tomb rearranged the alphabet, all the letters spelled doom. Light hurt my eyes, popping pills to survive. When you're 23 and mentally you steadily decline. 24 I was poor, disability benefits. What's the benefit of disability? It's irrelevant. 25, the scars that were etched, they crack. Elastic bands only stretch so far and then snap deep in psychosis. Hallucinations, trouble vision, visits from the underworld, but conjuring my superstition. 25, living back at home with my mum, but not because I'm a bum, alone and physically done. So thin, so frail, so weak I'd become, and my skin so pale, never kissed by the sun. One time I carved a hole in my chest just to feel I wish that was a metaphor, the struggle was real. When you're living in the Holocaust, you buckle and kneel. There's relief in the teeth of the kiss of cold steel. Facts. 26, I'm highly medicated, and the pain sophisticated, while I'm lying broken naked on my back. I brought my microphone into my coffin, started dropping raw thoughts with a grim reaper knocking on the trap. But then, man, lo and behold, I saw this angel beckon on the treacherous road. Was a stem cell doctor with a generous glow, and the cell transplant brought me out of the cold. And my skin got younger and my body got stronger, and my stomach felt hunger for a door that was closed. And my soul heard music for the first time. Beauty was a word I'd use for this gift of gold. Oh Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Lord, I forgive you. Make me whole. This music I give you, pain that I live through, everything I've been through is yours to hold. Oh Lord, you know, trouble so high. Oh Lord, you know, trouble so high. And though nobody knows my troubles but God, though nobody knows my troubles but God.
Well, it's interesting because from the other comments we've gotten on the other Ren videos, talking about how he was like bitten by a tick and like had Lyme disease.
Yeah.
And like
I
no
didn't
one knew it was
realize that
wrong.
he was sick.
Yes. And I think we only know because reading through the comments,
Yeah.
right, they've talked about, and this seems like like all of his songs, a very personal song, but this seems to directly
About his
discuss
illness,
his
yeah.
illness. And so you can correct us if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that he had Lyme disease, but was not diagnosed with it, and was given medication for psychosis and all these other things, and it took years. And of course, that medication is going to have an impact on you.
Right.
And it took years before he had the correct diagnosis. Wow. And so that sounds like, to me, this was just a discussion of that,
Yeah.
an explanation of that.
It's like a autobiographical song.
Yeah.
I liked how I don't know if we could say the refrain, but the "Oh Lordy,"
Yes.
Yeah.
how we
Bookended
could,
the song.
yeah, bookended the song, and how we really got to hear his voice more. Like, obviously, we can hear that he's a very talented artist in the more of the. I don't want to say rap either. Rap feels wrong,
Right.
but like. He's very talented in that, and his voice sounds nice in that, but also just like the longer.
I didn't think this was going to be the case, because I sort of have, you guys know, I'm not like a big fan of that talking, singing thing. Mm-hmm. I've come to really like the sound of his voice when he's talking rhythmically like that. Like I really do like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like obviously this was partially about illness, partially about mental health, but just the way like he explained it. It's this illness that kind of brought him down in mental health wise, and how both of those things are so intertwined, and like mental health itself can make you feel physically ill as well, you know,
and vice versa,
and that he kind of got trapped in this cycle of like he was talking about, like he was stuck in his bed, which was his tomb, where his illness probably led him to be stuck in bed to a certain extent, but then once you're kind of stuck there, not taking care of yourself or seeing the sun, like he was saying, like then you kind of get trapped in that it like makes everything worse. You know what I'm saying? Like when
it becomes like a cycle, right?
Yeah.
Like when you're physically unwell, that affects your mental health, which then makes your physical ailments worse because you don't have the mental energy to help yourself heal.
Yeah. Like when I've had struggles, what I tend to do is like I tend to get really, really tired, or I think I'm really tired, or maybe it's because I just like I'm like, I don't want to deal with this today, so I just want to stay in bed.
Right.
And then by the end of the day, I'm just like more tired than I was because I was laying down all day. And then even then I start freaking out about like what I missed all day.
Yeah.
And then it just, troubles are worse
Right.
because I stayed in bed all day and I didn't do anything for myself or what I was stressed about to begin with.
Right.
Obviously, my stressors are very different than what he was
Yeah,
going
but
through.
but the effect is the same.
And then I'm
yeah.
then I feel bad about how I spent my day.
Right.
And don't want to get out of bed
Right.
even more.
Exactly. And that's again, it just becomes that cycle.
Yeah.
Did you want to say something?
Well, I guess two things. First, I'm interested in the choice to do it in a car.
Yes, and the one thing that that is an interesting choice, and I believe, again, please tell me, I believe he's driving around the city where he was. I think it was, somebody said maybe it was Montreal or somewhere in Canada where he was receiving treatment. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't really recognize the city, but we saw that tower at the end there,
But it was
which
cool
I
'cause it was
think
like-
was in the background. The tower was in the background of the For
For
Joe
Joe,
song.
yeah.
I think I could be mistaken, but yeah, interesting choice. And I want your second thought. But also, I'm impressed with how good the sound is that they
Yeah.
were able to get
Yeah.
in the car, and just the simple camera work. Occasionally panning out and around the car.
the window,
very very
yeah.
well done. Yeah.
And then at the end, where it like looks up at the tower, it's like because he's talking about how his troubles are with God, and then so it's
Oh
like,
yeah, that's interesting. I like
it's like
that.
releasing them.
I am curious when he is talking about God. I'm curious about his faith.
Yeah.
Like if I kind of assumed, I don't know why I assumed this, but I kind of assumed he wouldn't be a religious person.
Yeah.
But it's interesting he talks about God, especially with all of these troubles that he went through, like how that interacted with his faith.
Yeah.
Because he said, like, I forgive you, God. Sometimes I'm curious about how people who are big believers, how they can go through something like this where he was just getting the wrong treatment and he
Right.
got really unlucky and got this illness.
And it actually strengthens their faith.
Yeah,
Or
I'm just curious about like how he grappled with like why did this happen to
Right.
me, because I know some religious people who take it as like if something bad happened to me, it's because I did this bad,
Exactly, right.
But
So if there's actually, that's a good question for the audience. If you know a little bit about Ren's faith, or if he has a particular song where he discusses it, that would be worth us listening to. We're very curious.
I'm curious,
to hear about that.
and I think that maybe added an extra layer of like, I'm not religious, so I don't want to be disrespectful, but maybe an extra layer of like, why did I deserve
Right.
this? And then that maybe added to like, I keep saying like, I'm really sorry.
That's okay.
Maybe that added to him going down a bit of a rabbit hole of I must have done something wrong to deserve what's happening to me.
Well, the other thing, so along the same lines that I noticed with this song, he mentions angels again. Like there have been a few,
the
right?
stem cell doctor.
Was the angel, and so again, that's an interesting question. Is that related to a faith that he has? I don't know, but I did note that like, oh, this is another mention of angel because he has the Freckled Angels, the album, and mention of angel in For Joe. But the other thing that I wanted to get back to, and I wish we had all these lyrics because again, we could spend a lot of time on each line. But I loved at the very beginning the way he was describing memories like shards of glass that as he tries to reach into them, they hurt him.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's a really interesting metaphor for painful memories, what it does, what they're like. It's like having shards of glass in you.
And didn't you say hydrochloric acid? Was that him talking about the memories also?
I think so. I think
Maybe I think he was talking about specifically painful memories, but maybe also with the shards of glass, it's like in the period of life he was in now, any memory might feel painful.
Yeah.
Because even the good memories, they feel so like unreachable and far away. Like because that's not his life at that point in time didn't feel good anymore. So like looking back, even a good memory
could be a shard of glass.
Yeah, I can't have that anymore. That's gone and it's painful.
Let me ask you this because I got the sense, and you could disagree, but that there was sort of a recognition in this song that those troubles and his suffering is really what led to him expressing himself musically, right? So so did you get that sense? Like, do you agree with that from the song, or maybe I'm just reaching?
Yeah, I mean,
a
you said
bit?
like I brought my microphone in my coffin or something.
Yeah. And that
So
that's
to hear music. Well, maybe because then that was kind of at the end.
I think
like,
that's when he could hear music again when he was healing. It almost seemed that way. But I always wonder with artists like this and other artists who they develop a creativity and they develop a talent, and it really comes out due to some suffering, right? And I've never been a musician. I'm not particularly talented in any particular artistic way, but I'm okay with it. I'm all right with it. But it almost seems like you end up with this, you'd almost have to have a love-hate relationship with your tragedy, because it's in many ways responsible for what became your creative outlet.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But I tend to believe, and I agree with you.
Okay, thank you.
I know I started in a way that sounds like I don't.
Yes.
But I think in my interpretation, whatever, I'm just going to say it.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Just in my understanding of like the things of my past that weren't lovely.
Yeah.
Like for anyone, if they've experienced hardship, I think a lot of people can look at it in a way of like, this made me who I am.
Yes, right.
And because I think Ren probably had a natural talent for music, I think him saying he could hear music again, I'm assuming that music was always a part of him, and like he probably, clearly he had to have a lot of experience playing all these instruments to be this good at it.
Yeah.
But maybe like it brought him to a point where it like you said, it kind of made his music what it is. Wait, I lost it. And it also gave him his sound in a way, I guess. Yeah. And so he could connect with music in a whole new, deeper level. And I think like for people who aren't musical, or they find something like it just makes them, their tragedies or hardships makes them who they are. And after going through those things, you have more of a awareness or perspective, and like you can appreciate things in a different way.
Yeah.
Did that?
Yeah. No, you brought it home.
Okay.
I agree.
I got scared.
No, it's good. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Tell me it was good again.
It was great.
So good.
It was great. Again, I wish I had all the lyrics, because as we were listening, I was thinking, I want to remember that and come back to that. I want to remember that. But so I didn't, and now I feel like I'm forgetting 10 things I wanted to talk about this. Sure. The other thing that I liked is that one of the lyrics that stuck out to me is that when he said what did he say? He cut a hole in his heart, or he did like stabbed himself.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact wording, but then he said, I wish that was a metaphor.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
and so
I don't remember.
He's talking obviously about self-harm and self-injury, and the way he describes it, I think, is the way that I've kind of heard it described. Is it's in some ways, it's just so you can feel something, right? And like, so you're hurting yourself, you're injuring yourself, just to have that control and that sense of feeling that maybe he was numb to other things.
Yeah, I wish I knew exactly what he said, like the steel, like cold steel of the.
It's like a kiss.
Yeah.
It says something about it being like a kiss.
Yeah.
And obviously, I don't want to make it sound good to do that, but
right.
But I think I don't know. He always writes in a way like he really went through. He really experienced.
Sure.
Like he really knows, because those are things like people who don't have that experience would be like, "What are you doing? You're making everything worse." But I just like you can just tell how genuine all these experiences are, and he writes in a way that is like, I understand why it feels like. Why these people do this thing.
Right.
But then he also shows... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Just that he also shows the other side, like, that it passed. Like, he was able to get through it. And that, there's, like, a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, and which I'm glad he does, right?
Yeah.
Like, if this song was just about the troubles and not coming out of those troubles, I don't think, for me, it would be as impactful, because, it really... It kind of brings it all home, and he's obviously describing some very painful things, but it doesn't sound like he's not like, I don't know, it's kind of weird because he has all these songs about, but he's not like dwelling on them in the sense that he wants pity. Like, that's not what he's doing. It's sharing the experience in a way that can bring people hope who may be going through similar things, or.
And there's a lot of power in seeing that you're not alone. I mean, obviously, what he went through is a very specific, difficult thing. And he didn't mention specifically, like, talking to friends about it. Right. But I think also part of the healing in it for him was with his music. And he probably found people who like clearly he has
Yeah.
a big following of, I'm sure, a lot of people who went through the same thing, and like
Yeah.
that probably built him back up.
Right, and then right, exactly, sharing that and finding that, that community of people having, again, not specifically the same experiences, but similar tragedies and hardships is empowering.
And I think also a lot of what he did. I'm talking so much,
Oh my
that's
god,
okay.
you're talking so much.
but
You
shoot,
lost it.
what was I gonna say?
Oh. You said I also think that.
And empowering.
A lot of what he did, the way he presents things is very theatrical, and he's everything's written very well, and like through metaphors or whatever. But in a way,
Okay.
You're so close.
he like what I'm trying to say is going through something like that where the doctors are getting everything wrong, and I feel like a lot of these experiences make you feel crazy, because like what I was saying about with self-harm, other people who haven't had that same experience again would be like, what's wrong with you? Like, why would that give you any relief? But he really brings in the things that make people seem like crazy, and it's just like, this was my thought process through it, and this is why like I went down that path.
Yeah.
And it wasn't crazy, it was coping, and it was like it was just where I went, because I'm a human being.
Yeah.
And here's me getting out of it, and you're not alone. Kind of the same stuff we've been saying this whole time, and I'm upset.
Yeah. No, that's great. But it really says it all.
But just the way that he like can so well like explain so well these things that it's kind of crazy. Our brains work that way, that we find like how we cope with things are often unhealthy and can seem crazy.
Yeah.
But he explains it so well.
Right, and that's what I really like about Ren at this point, right? Is like, not only are his lyrics are very, and sometimes very descriptive, but very poetic and really relay what he's talking about. But I think the music is so emotive as well, right? The whole it's a full experience for me. Sometimes you could have really good lyrics but kind of mediocre music, but that's just not the case here. And they both combine to this, what we found with him, just a very effective way to communicate what he's feeling and thinking. So I think it's fantastic.
So genuine.
So genuine. And that's what we've said that probably a dozen times about Ren, and that's what we love about Ren. But okay. That was great. Stoll, thank you so much for the playlist. We have there's a long playlist there.
FBO.
What?
FBO.
FBO for I don't know.
Well, we're excited.
But we're excited, yes. We don't know what FBO is. We could look that up. So we're excited for more Ren. I think we're definitely going to get back to the tales. I just need to see the correct way, what we should be doing next there. And some of you have told us. I just need to go back. Thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. I like to wave the longest.
Go ahead, keep waving. I didn't stop yet. Keep waving.
Sorry for talking.